So why do we practice this art of violence? Why do we practice the art of fighting? Why do we love getting concussed by doing these suplexes again and again? I hope all the wrestlers can understand this, right? No matter how much safety precautions you take, you will always end up having a concussion in the end. It's simple, like any other profession, your environment, your family history. Like my father was a Kyokushin karate brown belt. So first you get influenced by your family members, your friends. Your friends might be martial artists. But this is not enough. Whatever you practice the most as a child, you end up doing the same thing for the rest of your life. It's very simple. Psychologists say that from the age of 3 up till the age of 13 is the age of learning, is the age when your neural pathways, neural connections form, permanent neuro connections form, because you learn from your family, you learn from your environment, your friends, your locality where you're living in, you're growing up in, your school, etc. So I faced a lot of violence. I saw domestic violence. I endured violence at my home from my father. I endured violence at school. I got bullied a lot. And most of my life, starting from 3 years old to 13 years old, I basically saw violence everywhere. I was a scared little scrawny little dude, was 2 years younger than everyone in my class at school. At home, I was always, back in the days, parents were different. Fathers were a boogeyman, basically. So yeah, my father was also a boogeyman. But he was a different sort of boogeyman. He was also a bully. He was also very violent, extremely violent towards my mother, towards my other family members, towards me. So it's violence. It's basically, I grew up in violence. So my school was a hellhole. It was a prison. Very violent environment. Very extremely. So we used to fight. I still remember I ended up in a compass fight. If you remember what a compass is basically a metal needle with a pencil holder, a place where you can fix a pencil and then you can make perfect circles. Yeah, that can also be used as a weapon to poke someone in the eye or poke someone in the, body. So I remember at 5th standard, I entered into a freaking compass fight with the bully just sitting behind me. And he stabbed me in the shoulder area. Thank God it didn't nick my auxiliary artery at that time. I had no idea about arteries or veins at that time. I was a 5th standard child. So I stabbed him back. So we entered into this fight. So it is about environment, mostly about environment. Even after 13, still I endured that violence. But after 13, I started rebelling. The age of rebel begins from teenage, but it also conditioned me for some mental disorders like PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, free-floating anxiety. Out of nowhere, you're anxious, you're angry, and your fight and flight response gets triggered, and you don't even know why it is being triggered. You don't know why you're anxious, why a small little thing can pinch you and you might explode. That's your free-floating anxiety. That's your PTSD. PTSD is more dangerous. It happens, even till now it happens. And I'm sleeping at night. Sometimes I have a nightmare. I'm back in my school getting bullied. Oh my God, bam, I wake up angry, freaking angry for no reason. I'm 30 plus right now and still I'm angry over my past demons. This sort of things happens to army guys, people who have fought wars and have seen their fellow army men dying in front of them. So this actually makes you insecure. All these things, all these disorders makes you insecure. Oh my God, I will never allow anyone to bother me again, to bully me again, to mental torture me again. So what should I do? What should I do? I will practice the art of violence. I will practice the art of combat. That is one reason. The second reason might be the environment that you were brought up in was violence everywhere. That you were violent outside of, always hitting people, always, because that was the manly thing to do. That is what was expected during those times from a male child, to be violent, to be manly. That was considered as manly. So your friends will respect you only if you are gonna hit that person. If that sort of environment you have grown up in, you will end up loving violence. You will end up loving hurting people. You will end up loving combat. That will make you a sadist. That will make you a masochist. That will make you a sadomasochist. Meaning you like hurting others. You like getting hurt yourself. I know people, I know martial artists who love concussions, who love getting hit in the face and having that headache. It's like, oh my God, this is heaven. We want to do this every day. I know such people, and this is called sadomasochism. And that's why most of the martial artists are psychopaths, because they like violence. They practice violence. Even though they are getting hurt themselves, they still keep on practicing violence and don't even mind getting hurt during the process of practicing it. Even if their sparring partner hurt them sometimes, they don't mind it. They love it, in fact, sometimes. This is the dark psychology of martial artists. This is the dark psychology of disciples of violence, people who practice the art of fighting. And that's it. In my next video, I'm going to talk in more detail about what are the neural activities, how martial arts help to calm these demons down,